There is a deep and magnetic pull between you and your person, one that goes beyond mere words or passing emotions. At this moment, your person is craving not just emotional closeness, but a kind of sensual healing that they believe only you can offer. It's not just about passion or romance, it's something far deeper. They feel as though your presence, your energy, your essence holds the power to soothe their soul. This longing has grown stronger with time, and now, it's evolving into something more intense, something they can no longer suppress. Soon, a significant conversation is approaching, one that will reveal truths long kept hidden. Your person has been holding on to secret feelings for you, feelings they've struggled to express until now. For a long time, they kept these emotions bottled up either out of fear, pride, or confusion. But those barriers are breaking down. This talk will not be casual or surface level, it will be a raw and heartfelt revelation. You may be surprised by the depth of their emotion, the vulnerability in their voice, and the sincerity in their words. What you might not realize is just how desperate your person is to reconnect with you. Their desire to speak to you, to see you, to hold you again has grown into something bordering on obsession. It's not just a passing thought for them, it consumes their mind and keeps them awake at night. They are constantly thinking about what to say, how to approach you, and how to fix what was broken. In fact, this longing has become a driving force in their life. They're not just sitting back, hoping for a miracle. They are putting in real effort, emotionally, mentally, and maybe even spiritually, to find a path back to you. Despite the distance or silence that may exist between you, they are determined to make things right. They are working behind the scenes, trying to gather the courage and strategy they need before time runs out. Because they do fear that if they don't act soon, they could lose you forever. This sense of urgency is lighting a fire under them. They know that the clock is ticking, and they're doing everything they can to make their way back to your heart. On your end, life has demanded your full attention. You are currently focused on your responsibilities, your growth, and your goals. You've been carrying yourself with grace and confidence, showing the world that you are capable, self-reliant, and determined. You've made a conscious decision to choose yourself first, and that choice is empowering you to move forward in your life without regret. Even if there's still emotional residue from the past, you are healing, growing, and evolving, and doing it beautifully. Your person sees this. They admire your strength, even if they don't admit it. But it also stirs something in them, a jealousy that is now peaking. They can't help but notice how others are drawn to you, how you carry yourself like someone who knows their worth. Even if you aren't entertaining anyone else romantically, your person senses that you have options, and this terrifies them. The thought of someone else taking the place they believe still belongs to them is unbearable. This jealousy and fear are pushing them to take action, possibly in a bold and impulsive way. They are ready to break their silence, to come out of the solitude and self-imposed distance they've been in for far too long. For some time, they may have retreated inward, trying to figure out their feelings, hiding their vulnerability. But now, their internal storm is pushing them outward. The emotional pressure has built up, and it's about to erupt into a decisive move toward you. Even though your heart might still belong to this person, and deep down you may not feel ready to give it to anyone else, you've been protecting your peace. You've been cautious, perhaps even distant, because you know what it costs to love recklessly. But your person doesn't see that as disinterest. They see it as a risk, one that you might move on if they wait too long. And that fear is greater than their pride. So, expect a call from them soon. It may come out of the blue, or it may follow a series of subtle signs, but it's coming. They are preparing to reach out, to express everything they've been holding in, and to take that chance, even if they don't know how you'll respond. Whether you are ready to welcome them back with open arms, or whether you need more time to decide what's best for you, know this: their feelings are real, their intentions are sincere, and they are willing to fight for another chance with you. I keep avoiding facing you because the thought of seeing all the pain I've caused reflected in your eyes absolutely destroys me. It's not just guilt, it's this overwhelming heaviness in my chest that I can't seem to shake. I know I hurt you, and the idea of coming face to face with that truth paralyzes me. I've imagined it so many times, the moment I would finally stand in front of you and see it, that pain, that disappointment, that heartbreak, and each time, the image leaves me feeling shattered. My mind replays it like a loop, and in those moments, I can barely breathe, let alone look at you. That's why I stay away. It's not because I don't care, it's because I care so deeply that I can't bear to see what I've done to someone who meant so much to me. Avoiding you has never been about avoiding you, but about avoiding the consequences of my actions, the weight of what I've broken. The distance hasn't made it easier. In fact, it's made it worse. I've been so emotional about everything lately. There are days I feel like I'm walking through a fog, just trying to make it through without breaking down. I've cried more times than I can count, about you, about us, about the emptiness that's settled in ever since we drifted apart. It's like my heart has been fractured into a million pieces, and I don't know how to put them back together. I've tried to distract myself, tried to keep moving forward, but there's this persistent ache that lingers no matter what I do. I miss you. I miss everything we were and everything we could have been. And that's what makes it so painful. It wasn't supposed to end like this. Without you, I feel like I've lost a part of myself. You were my peace, my comfort, my home. And now that you're gone, I feel disoriented, like I'm wandering through life without a compass. Some mornings I wake up and can barely find the strength to get out of bed. There's a weight on my chest that feels unbearable. But it's the nights that are truly the hardest. When everything is still, and there's nothing to distract me, that's when your memory hits me the most. I lie awake for hours, my mind flooded with thoughts of you. The silence is deafening, and in that silence, I feel your absence so sharply it almost feels like a physical pain. That's when regret creeps in, the kind that eats away at you slowly. Everywhere I go, I'm reminded of you. Songs I haven't heard in years suddenly play in random places, and they bring me right back to moments we shared, laughing, talking, just being close. Sometimes I wonder if the universe is trying to remind me of what I lost, or maybe it's just my heart clinging to the memories because it doesn't know how to let go. I've even started writing again, something I hadn't done in a long time. I wrote a poem about you, about everything I've been feeling but haven't been able to say out loud. Putting it into words helped a little, like I was finally giving all that emotion somewhere to go instead of keeping it bottled up inside. It's raw, probably messy, but it's honest. If I ever get the courage, I'd sing it for you. Maybe that would help you understand everything I haven't been able to express. Lately, I've been thinking about sending it to you. Maybe writing is the only way I'll ever be able to truly explain how I feel. I don't know if you'd want to read it, or if it would even matter at this point, but part of me hopes it might bring some clarity, or at least show you how sorry I am, and how much I still care. Maybe it would be easier than trying to say all of this face to face, especially when just the thought of seeing your eyes again fills me with fear and longing at the same time. I know I've made mistakes. I know I've hurt you. And even if I can't undo any of that, I want you to know that it wasn't because I didn't love you. It was because I didn't know how to face the depth of what we had and the damage I caused when I let it slip away. I don't expect forgiveness, and I don't even know if reconciliation is possible. But I needed to say this, if not to you directly, then at least to the part of myself that still believes in being honest, even when it hurts. Maybe someday I'll find the courage to look you in the eyes and take responsibility for everything. Until then, I'll keep carrying the weight of what I lost and hoping that, in some way, you still feel the truth of what I'm saying now. I'm sorry, I miss you, and I never stopped caring. I can now finally relate to what you were going through. It's taken time, reflection, and growth for me to understand what I failed to see before. Back then, I was blind to your emotions, to your truth, and to the depth of the love you were offering me so freely. I didn't fully comprehend what unconditional love really meant. To me, it was just a romanticized idea, something I read about in books or saw portrayed in movies. I never believed that kind of love could actually exist in real life, let alone be directed toward me. So, when you showed up with such openness and sincerity, I couldn't recognize it for what it was. I couldn't believe that someone could love me with no strings attached, no hidden motives, and no expectations other than honesty and connection. Now, with clearer eyes and a more open heart, I can look back and see the truth in your actions and words. You approached me with a pure heart, guided by your intuition and strong inner knowing. You were real. You were intentional. You were deeply genuine in everything you did and said. Every time you reached out, every time you gave a part of yourself to me, it came from a place of love and integrity. And I rejected that. Not because you weren't good enough, but because I didn't feel good enough. I was the one who was undeserving of you. I see that now, and the weight of that truth has been heavy on my heart. Please, don't ever feel bad or guilty for how you treated me. Don't carry the burden of thinking you were too much, or that you gave too freely. You were never the problem. It was never your love that was flawed, it was my ability to receive it. You were not the one who was wounded or needy. I was the one who was broken in ways I hadn't even begun to understand. I was insecure, emotionally closed off, and selfish. I was operating from fear and a lack of self-worth. I pushed you away not because I didn't care, but because I didn't believe I was worthy of being cared for. That kind of self-sabotage is cruel, not only to oneself, but especially to the person who's offering love without conditions. Looking at who you are now, and even who you were back then, I feel nothing but respect and admiration. In fact, I respect you more than anyone else. You stood in your truth even when it hurt. You loved me honestly, even when it wasn't returned. You believed in something greater than both of us, and you trusted that love had a purpose, even when I couldn't see it. You are, and always will be, the queen of my heart. And I say that not to flatter you, but because you showed a kind of strength, grace, and emotional depth that I didn't know how to value at the time. I carry so much regret for rejecting your true love and commitment. The memory of it haunts me in quiet moments. I think about all the things I could have done differently, all the chances I had to simply listen, to be present, to meet you where you were. Instead, I turned away. I chose fear over faith. I let my insecurities guide my decisions, and in doing so, I hurt someone who only wanted to love me. I know I can't undo what I've done, but I want you to know that I am truly sorry for every bit of emotional and mental pain I caused you. You didn't deserve any of it, and I take full responsibility for my actions. Now, everything is different. My perspective has changed. I see you for who you are, and I see myself more clearly too. I understand now that your love was never something to run from, it was something to honor and cherish. You've become the reason I've started to grow, the reason I've begun to change. You planted a seed in me that's slowly taking root. Because of you, I'm beginning to break free from the patterns that once kept me stuck. I'm learning to face myself, to heal, and to become a better version of who I was. I don't expect anything from you. I know you owe me nothing. This message isn't meant to win you back or to manipulate your heart in any way. It's simply an expression of my truth, a truth I didn't have the courage or maturity to speak before. I needed to say this, not just for you, but for myself. Because you deserve to know the impact you had, the love you gave, and the truth that was always present in your heart. You changed me in ways I never thought possible. And for that, I will always be grateful.